Now it's time to alter our tracks so that they satisfy ACX's requirements. If you go to the ACX Audio Submission Requirements page, which I'll link to in the description, you'll see that we need to add an opening and closing statement to the beginning and end of our book, respectively. We also need to add a chapter title to the beginning of each chapter. For the opening statement, you must say the title of your book, declare who it was written by, and declare who narrated it. In my case, I will say Mysteries of Canada Volume 4 by Hammerson Peters, read by the author. After narrating your opening statement, apply all the same effects to it that we discussed in the previous video. Make sure that you leave about a second of dead space at the beginning of the opening statement, and between 2 to 3 seconds of dead space at the end. Nobody tells you this, but the dead space at the end of your chapters is important. Audacity does not insert any natural pauses between chapters, but rather switches between chapters automatically. If you don't have some space at the end, the transition to the next chapter will be unpleasantly abrupt. Don't put too much space at the end, though. ACX will not accept tracks with more than 5 seconds of silence at the beginnings and ends of the chapters. Finally, we will make this audio file compatible with ACX. One of ACX's requirements is that the loudness of our audio falls within a certain range, what it perceives as not too quiet, but not too loud. To do this, highlight your track and click RMS Normalize. Now add a target RMS level between -18 and -23 decibels. The higher the number, or really the lower your number, if you think of it as a negative, the quieter your track will be. I'm going to use -18. To see if we have truly made our file ACX compliant, we will need to download an Audacity plugin called ACX Check. You will have to download this from a page on the ACX website, which I have included in the description. Head to this page and scroll down until you see the download button for the ACX Check plugin, and it will automatically download to your Downloads folder. Now go back into Audacity. To add the plugin, click Tools and click Nyquist Plugin Installer. Now click the Browse button and navigate to your Downloads folder. Double-click the file you just downloaded. Select Allow Overwriting, then click OK. In order to allow the plugin to work, save your Audacity project, exit out of Audacity, and reopen your Audacity project. Click Analyze, and click Add/Remove Plugin. Select ACX Check. Click Enable, and then click OK. Now highlight your audio. Click Analyze and click ACX Check. Hopefully you will get a pass on your peak level, RMS level, and noise floor, which indicates that your file will probably be accepted by ACX. If your peak level is too high, try applying the limiter again by highlighting your track, clicking Edit, and clicking Limiter. If your peak level is too low, try compressing your file by clicking Edit and Compressor. If your RMS level is too high or too low, you can try clicking Effect, RMS Normalize, and changing the target RMS level. Remember, ACX will only accept RMS levels between -18 and -23 decibels. If your noise floor is too high, try reducing your background noise again. And if your noise floor is too low, as mine sometimes is, you can add background noise by recording several minutes of silence and duplicating that segment until it extends throughout the length of your track. Before you export, make sure that your project's sample rate is 44,100 Hz. You can see your project's current sample rate in the left-hand corner of the screen, and can change it by manually typing a number into the white box, or by clicking the arrow beside it and selecting a frequency. Now your file is ready for ACX. Create a new folder and call it Polished. Now export your file into the new folder. When exporting my opening statement, I like to title it 0.1 Opening Statement, so that it's the first file in my Polished folder. You must also make sure that you select the highest quality bitrate, which is insane, 320 kilobytes per second. Next, we will need to add chapter titles to the beginnings of each of our chapters. I prefer to record and edit these all in one go. When I have cleaned them up and made them compatible with Audacity, I save them individually by deleting the audio surrounding them, being sure to keep a second of dead space at the beginning and about 2 seconds of silence at the end. After you have finished saving your chapter titles, Open the Chapter 1 chapter title in Audacity, and import your main Chapter 1 file by clicking File, Import, Audio, and selecting the relevant file. Make the necessary changes to your main chapter file to make it compliant with ACX. Make sure you leave 2 to 3 seconds of silence at the end of the chapter. If you need to add silence, highlight a section of your track where you are not speaking, and paste it at the end until you have the length of silence that you need. Finally, save this polished chapter title in your polished folder, making sure to label it so that it appears in the proper order in the folder. Repeat this process until your entire book is ready for ACX. Finally, create a closing statement that is ACX compliant. ACX's minimum closing statement requirement is that you say, "The end." In our next video, we will upload our files to ACX. See you there.